Hey, how's everybody doing? So, I ended up spending $100 at a local, I guess it was like a Rummage sale, and I didn't film it, but I do. This is basically what we got. I picked up two washboards, one glass, one metal, but they both had decent advertising. I think that one's both sides. I think this side might even be better. So is that one. But I think easily at the flea market I'll get $20 each for those. I bought, they had 40 on the record player slash I guess it has the radio, record player, and tape set. And I got this for Zenith. I got this for 30. Definitely seemed like it was worth it. I didn't even look at to see what type of tapes were in here, but I did see that there was a couple sealed, Christmas. These are always fun. I guess it's when you bought your Ford, they'd give you a demo tape to test. But I think I can get easily $100 for that. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. There it is. It's it's a belt-driven record player, but then I've got the electric, General Electric phone, clock radio, alarm clock. I thought it was just different. It's probably only $10-15 at the market. The big happy pig, and that was Italian. I'd say it's probably another $15-20. I'm sure it sells for a lot more online though. Some of that figural Italian porcelain does really well. This was a piece of silver plate that had the enamel, but it always has that pretty brush. I guess they brushed the silver plate before they put the enamel on, so it gives it that shine. And that's probably another $10-15. But the thing I was most excited to go look at was I got 2 boxes of vintage magazines, and I know the wrestling can be decent, so wanted to see if there was a lot of wrestling, or I know there was a ton of boxing in here too. Hulk Hogan. Oh, that's a Penthouse. Oh, you could order the figures in the back of that one. That's for wrestling. Here's a Sports Illustrated, 1992. I said it's still in its packaging. Tons of boxing magazines though. Here's a Mike Tyson. I guess that was before he ate the ear. And this looks like another wrestling magazine. They're actually in pretty good shape. The wrestling, 1988, 1992. I think this one's 1990. I'll have to look up the boxings. There's a good Mike Tyson. bad magazine. I don't know. I'm thinking at the flea market I could get, for the wrestling magazines, probably pretty close to $5. I'm sure online they're worth a lot more. But even if I get $2 for the vintage boxing and $3 for the wrestling, I spent $45 on the 2 full boxes. And I think we're at 10, 12 wrestling magazines already. Couple baseball cards. There's a good Hulk Hogan. I was hoping there would be one with Andre the Giant. Lots of Hogan. I think the whole bottom here is all wrestling. So even at $3 each, I'll have doubled my money on the wrestling probably. But maybe it'll pay to just make little lots. There's a young Mike Tyson. Pay to make lots of like 5 or 6 and sell them for $20, $25. Thought this box was pretty close to the same. There was a bunch of junk on the top, but once I looked in, I saw basically the same type of stuff. That one's 1980, wrestling magazine. This gets a little older, 81. Here's a baseball sleeve. Anybody good? I don't think any of these people are any good. Nice old cards though, probably from early 80s. Oh, Spider-Man. $25 center. Would be cool if there was a bunch of early comics at the bottom. Here's Andre the Giant. I always like seeing him in when we watched The Princess Bride. Couldn't believe, listening to his biography, how much beer Andre could drink. That and Jack Daniels. I think he was 525 pounds. But that's pretty cool. Yankees official yearbooks. And the condition of these are a little bit less than Andre the Giant. I don't know. What do you guys think I should sell the wrestling magazines for? I mean, I know they would sell well online. It's just, problem is the condition's kind of off. I know at the flea market all that stuff does sell fairly well. So since we're starting to sell at the flea market again, that was kind of the reason I picked up a lot of this. A couple baseball cards at the bottom here. And nobody had. That one's too rough. But I don't know. That's what we picked up for the $100. I'm going to put away, I'm going to separate actually the wrestling and the boxing. And hopefully we get, let's see how many there were just from this one box. Looks about 20. So hopefully we get another 20 out of here. That would actually pay for everything. So, all right, that's what I picked up for $100. Hopefully everybody's doing well. If you haven't yet, give somebody a call. Might be alone, and I'll be at the flea market on Wednesday selling. See everybody later. Peace. A quick garden update. Just redug out this bed a little bit, added some topsoil, and planted some of the dahlias from last year. This one was sprouting pretty good. And we saw, I think it was in here somewhere, one of the ranunculus right here actually has a flower stem. So it's pretty, there's a bunch of flowers coming. So we're gonna have a ton of flowers right out of this section. The peas, we put a top piece of netting on because they definitely outgrew the first piece that that we put up. The broccoli, we've been cutting that and giving it away, and there's a ton of it right now. It actually got bigger than I thought. I think it might even be bigger than last year's. I don't know if you guys remember when I was complaining about it in the beginning of the season. So have to cut a bunch more of that tonight. And the potatoes got a little bit blown over, but these are the reds here. This section right here is the purples. That section right there is the white. Right here to these purples is the Yukon Golds. You can see the purples are flowering right here. And I planted a little bit of reds, but I guess it gets too much shade from the tree, so they're kind of small. But they'll make nice small potatoes. All right. Oh, and our tomato transplants are ready to transplant, but this was the thing I actually wanted to show you. The marker erased on some of these because I left the flat facing the sun. The ones where the flat was faced the other way, you can still read them, but the painter's tape definitely bleached out on some of these. So I think our plan is to try 2 of each variety, and we'll figure it out from there. So the tomatoes actually grew pretty darn good. We'll have them planted by the 1st of June. All right, that was the garden update.